I hate remakes. I'm done with it. I'm over. But the hype around this has been so emphatic and real that I figure we can take a look at it, right? So this is my first time listening to Grease Rise of the Pink Ladies. I love the sound of her voice. It's really lush. This is clever. She's moving her jaw just a little bit to give emphasis to the notes. This is Feeling Good. This is an homage to Feeling Good, in I think quite an intentional way. So we have this descending bass line that is very similar to Feeling Good. The biggest homage is actually the dancing. I mean, just check these two parts out right here, right? I got that. Leg, very ballet. She bangs on the lockers a little bit, gonna bang on the lockers, and then we get a twirl. This little nugget where she's just same thing, same twirls. And what's cool about this, I think, is that you're having this incredible contrast. So on one hand, you have someone who's, not feeling good, who wants more, and then the other hand, you have feeling good, who is satisfied. So I think that contrast is very intentional. Okay, wow, that's freaking rad. So not only is she giving some powerhouse belting, she's doing this like distortion fry thing super hard. That's really difficult. So just to give context about how difficult that is, just sing a tone, just any tone. It doesn't have to be a no, just right? Sustain that. And then as you are sustaining that, start to, don't do it, but start to hold your breath. You're going to feel like it's very uncomfortable. That's the distortion that we're getting. What's happening is that instead of using, these are the vocal folds, there's something on top of the vocal folds called the vestibular or false folds. And these things are big and they're mean, and they can very much get in the way of good, clean, easy singing. But she's doing this on purpose. And you might say, oh, well, that's recording. That she has the ability to do that multiple times. Yeah, but she still did it. That's really difficult. Ooh. Oh, that's so smart. So obviously, in addition to being a visual, it's a visual thing, right? But listen to how that impacts the music. We call that layering. We got snaps, we got claps, we got layers. I knew I recognized her. Wow. Ooh. Yep, okay. Special effects team. Okay, listen. Good job. Good job. Okay, that's very impressive, right? So who's the singer? Marissa Davila. Props to Marissa Davila. Okay, so far very impressive. Let's pick another tune. But before we continue, I just wanted to give a shout out to the patrons who made this video possible. If you want to request something very specific, check out Patreon. The link is down below.
Hi.
Ooh, we got some jazz chords here. One of the challenging things about jazz is that finding the notes in the chord as a singer can be a little tricky. Here's what I mean. So here we have kind of vanilla, right? Just a nice, pretty major chord. Find the note in there. Right? A little easier. Now here's another A major chord, but this time we're going to add a bunch of stuff. Find the chord there. Find the note. Right? So to be able to do that, to be able to find the note in the chord, it takes a little bit of musicianship. It's not so easy. The leaps there are not so easy either. When you change the note, if there is enough space between those notes, now there are a couple ways to do this. One of the most common is to do what is called a thyroid cartilage tilt. You basically tilt your Adam's apple, and the vocal folds kind of do this, right? And in that motion is where we get vibrato. It also kind of intensifies the sound because as you have that tautness, the air builds up behind the folds. However, they're not doing a thyroid cartilage tilt. They're doing something quite a bit more difficult. They're ascending and they're using just the tiniest bit of air in order to go up there and get that kind of whispery sound. A lot of people think falsetto is easy, and it's easy to do badly. There's a big difference between somewhere, right? That's what the thyroid cartilage tilt. Now, if I do it without any tilt, this is the challenge. I have to really have great posture. I got to suspend the rib cage. Somewhere. I can't even do, I don't practice it this much, but it's not something you can just do, right? So that's very, very intelligent singing right there. I love the act. Sometimes singers have this thing they do, and this is especially true when they sing. They kind of make it about them and their own emotions and their kind of situation, but that's not what's happening. This individual is making the song about the two of them and what the dynamic they want with the two of them is. They want a result from this scene.
Maybe that's okay. We have a right to be, but I won't let it change the way.
I love that. The cracks. Listen to that again.
We have a right to be, but I won't let it change the way.
The cracks are happening for musical effect. The one note that's going to happen as they descend is an important note, and they make that an important note by cracking on it. It gives a little bit of an attack. There's a concept called the Bernoulli effect. When I blow through these two pieces of paper, you'd think they would blow apart, but that's not what happens. What happens is that I'm blowing the air pressure so that the insides, that air pressure is smaller than the pressure outside. So that puts the two pieces of paper together. That's the Bernoulli effect, and that's how the vocal folds work. So you have this situation where someone is just using the edge of their vocal folds, and there's just little space between. That's falsetto, right? That's that hiss sound that you're hearing. That's air leaking. But when you go down in register, you need fatter folds, which means you need to use more air because that brings them closer together. There is the result of the crack. Falsetto folds are apart, gradually going down, putting more air through it, bam, crack.
Let it change the way that I'm feeling. Let me
We're getting out mask energy, you know what I mean? Look. Oh, we got high notes. We got a showstopper right here. Well done. If you like this video, I also did another video about Grease, and it's right there.